Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon. I salute you. I hope you're having a good day. I come here to speak about transcendental psychology. Transcendental psychology is not for everyone. Ascension is not for everyone. The larger we're going to be talking about those things, the more the more contradiction a lot of people are holding on to old beliefs. It is all about the divine, about that which is sacred. But before, all those sacred knowledge and teachings were completely limited to hermetic communities, about sacred mystery schools and initiated. Now it has to be revealed to the multitude. So when you discuss your inner truth and those things with the larger the audience, the more opposition we may have to face. So just stay light. But I want to discuss a few thoughts and ideas for those who are receptive to those ideas. Of course, if you're not, then I'm sure there's like millions of other channels and videos that talks about million different things. But this is honestly, the soul, our immortal soul, eternal soul, is not limited to any dimension. It is fixed within a certain dimension right now, because that's from where it operates, but it keeps shifting from dimension to dimension in order to integrate, to assist us in our physicality. What we seek is, when down here, is to learn to return to center and elevate our consciousness to higher planes of reality, to integrate the higher frequency of the divine cosmos, the universe, the higher universal frequency. So we're all preparing for a much more expansive phase, both because it is all about our consciousness, but in the physicality, we're getting ready for a phase that's going to be so much more expansive. And we are learning to shift and navigating the timelines. There is a predestined timelines, both on an individual and collective basis. An individual timeline is we need to cooperate to follow the guidance in order to anchor ourselves with our higher timelines, our destiny. And so, because the timelines is like every time we make a choice, it's like every time we think of something, we change timelines. But if we have decided to follow the will of God, to be in service, to follow our highest desire, our highest well-being, the highest good of all, there is something that is an energy that is predestined, that will keep us and protect our own higher timelines and destiny. So, and in terms of the collective, it is all synchronized, but there are billions of free will energies on the planet, so it takes a bit longer for the collective ascension. And time is not fixed, it is not a straight line, and time is a spiral. Eventually it's a circle even. You can imagine a gold ring, and there's the light that circulates within the gold ring. It's like circular time. And understanding the higher timelines have always been there. They're just waiting for us to align with that frequency of our higher energies, of our soul blueprint. And there is no limit in the expansion of consciousness, but we need to stay within the coherence of our lifetime, the coherence of our mission, our highest desire, our highest vision. And so because it's really what we seek, is to embrace, to embody the highest form of who we are, truly ourselves, not what somebody expects us to become. Because a lot of people they have some idea about the Creator, about God, but they don't realize. We need to realize it within ourselves. We need to embody that in order to fill it out. Even if we have to accept human imperfection, yet eventually the divine energy remains dominant in compassion and forgiveness in relationship to all our mistakes. They were all education. We are just children of the universe, and we're learning and growing. And from when we receive information from the higher mind, the higher self, it is like we travel into the future. But when we travel into, we can bring back into the present energy, frequency, knowledge, vision, and that. So we can set a new timeline to align with that which is revealed by our higher self. And we only empower visions that are positive. If you have received a vision that is negative, we have to utilize our mind to shift it to something, to not give in to fear, but shift it back into something that is wanted. Because the future is not created, it is a proposition, an offer, an imagination sometimes, but it's very important to continue to use imagination. There are countless civilizations in our universe, in our galaxy, We'll come to realize that for those, not everybody will be open to all those ideas, but I'm still talking about it. So that have achieved time travel technologies, and they manipulate the timelines on the Earth, like there was the Montauk project, the chair of Montauk, and or there was the Looking Glass, or there was I'm not sure about the Labyrinth group and the OCIO. Those groups were seem to pretty neutral. The wingmakers were very humans from the future that have interactive technologies to travel back in time, but. But in essence, all those who try to manipulate the timelines for their own selfish desires, it all backfired on that because it was not aligned with the will of the Prime Creator, which is the collective plan of ascension for the planet. Eventually, we're going to be able to utilize time travel as a hobby, something wonderful. We can revisit an historical event, or we can go into the future to receive inspiration and knowledge, and always bring it back into the present. More and more, we're going to learn to do that. We're learning to do that. From the highest plane, it is all now, past, present, and future. For God, the cause and the effect are one, but God is eternal. On Paradise, there is no time. Time, the nature of time is absolute. There is no time; it's eternal. There is no time. So cause and the effect are one. Just in the universe, there is an unfoldment, and so. And then from the eternal now, when we have the information about what we seek to experience in the coming events, we seek to insert event or experiences in the physical universe. Some people have utilized those kind of energy, this knowledge or technologies to traffic, to corrupt the timelines. But everything is being brought back into alignment now. All the negative timelines are being erased. Yet there is different timeline for different level of consciousness. Some people will follow different paths, and but we do need to heal the past from infusing love from the present, for forgiveness and compassion towards ourselves in relationship to our past. Because all past mistakes can dissolve into the eternal now. We got to allow that. All our past mistakes, they were important experiences. We do not want to judge, blame, or shame ourselves for what we've been through, or any others for that matter. Envision every morning a life of joy, of creativity, of abundance, of prosperity. You can ask your soul, ask your spirit, what am I to do today to serve my highest good? What is my highest path? And make an effort to affirm and align with this higher timeline. And so, but we need to clear up all of the subconscious conditioning, all beliefs, all habitual patterns. For the subconscious is very powerful. Anybody who's done hypnosis can know that it is powerful. It is something very powerful, but it knows nothing of the future, but it knows it's all bringing back the past. So when the past comes up from the subconscious, we need to transmute it and align it with what we receive from the superconscious, from the gamma energy, the gamma frequency or above, that shows us about the future, to become the fully anchored within the presence. But the subconscious will bring us habitual thoughts, what we call beliefs, thoughts that we keep thinking, that are not necessarily the highest level of a frequency, or habits, cellular habits, and there is all kinds of that we need to slowly but surely transmute and tune into the superconscious, the higher frequency, the higher self. The doorway is open, and we have to step through it with confidence to know that it is happening, and trust in your inner wisdom. Connect to love. We are connected to love. It's important to know that our wisdom and love is solid. We can if we make a mistake, we'll be informed. But we do not want to judge ourselves. We want to be confident in relationship to what we need to do to keep the balance and the alignment with our higher vision. And when we meet discordant energy or 3D beings or people that are really on the low frequency, it's important to draw a line. And there are certain things that we cannot let anybody take away our joy, take away. We need to continue to cultivate our compassion, but we need to learn to protect ourselves from being too much influenced by to have compassion and forgiveness, but to maintain, to learn to protect our frequency, our energy, For new energies are coming from the cosmos. There is this very powerful alignment in the sky, celestial energies. Either we embrace it or we resist it. It's like, and so, and each chakra is receiving this energy. Chakras are energy centers, the wheels of energy that are aligned on the vertical axis that will eventually activate our light body as the pillar of light solidified. And each chakra is going to produce emotions. For feelings and emotions are two different things, but feelings can produce emotions as well, love or fear. Every emotion is produced by love or by fear. It is sponsored by those energies, and so we want to transmute all the fear and to eventually to tune in more and more towards love. And the chakras are getting aligned, and the emotion that comes out of us is an indication of our imbalance, our blockages in our chakra, or our sense of well-being and security. We want to continue to ground ourselves, to breathe in, to center the energy to the center of the earth and bring it back to the heart, and then receive it as a spiral from the upper, the great central sun, a great spiral of golden white light, and fuse it into the light of our heart, and then fuse it to the lower chakra, send it back to the earth, returning to the center, send it back to the great central sun, to create energy, the loops of energy, 8. Also the infinity breath. We're going to learn all that, but it's important to continue to connect to the great central sun and the center of the planet, to be well anchored, because eventually we're going to realize that our own inner light is very similar in frequency as the light of the great central sun in quality. And it is a source of energy. The great central sun is what another name for God. So we continue this grounding, and all of that, all this alignment and this evolution and this ascension is happening in our cooperation from our mental planes, but most of it is happening beyond mental analysis, intellectual speculation, beyond the material mind. So we need to trust more and more. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wanted to say hello. I thank you so very much for your donations, for your likes, for sharing, your comments, and for you, not forget to subscribe. There's going to be some great change that are going to be unfolding. I will continue to communicate, probably very differently. And it's not. I have this painting. I really like it. It's just an abstract painting, but there's all kinds of motion within it. So I thought I'm going to leave it like that. So maybe I'll put it in the cover of the video. So I'm going to finish with an oracle for the day, and the oracle of the day, the observer, is in between world. It's accepting this path of transition, and we're really in a transition process. We have a fit into the light, and we still have a connection to the old world. We do want it to experience the shift. We want it to experience the old, and we want to experience the new. We wanted to on a soul level, it was very meaningful to go into dance reality in order to return to the light reality of the spirit. So it is a slow process, and from a soul, we want to get out of it as soon as possible. But from a soul perspective, it wants to go step by step to appreciate and integrate every step of the process. The higher wisdom is the time of the living. We've got to get ready for departing, traveling, moving forward. What we need to understand is breathing, to be conscious in our breath, to take deep breaths, to have more conscious breaths within ourselves rather than unconscious shallow breaths, to take deep breaths, to learn to breathe. There's all kinds of breathing techniques, to breathe with God, ask God to breathe in with you and to breathe out with you. What we need to do is to answer the questions. If people have questions, we will do our best to answer them. We're here to clarify the past, to explain what we know of the truth of the higher consciousness. And the outcome is the time of the nap. We're going to be able to relax. It's important to recharge our energy, to recharge our battery, to take care of our physical body, to prepare ourselves for a great phase of action. It's going to be very expensive, and it's going to be very active, and it's going to be very different what is coming. Well, thank you so very much. I hope this was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.